the main point that I want to get across is to really try to condense the message as much as you can. And the main reason why is psychologically. Psychologically, there's something that goes off in our brains. If you're put yourself in the buyer's shoes, psychologically, something goes off as they're reading it and processing it. Psychologically, they're thinking about how long that message is, and if it's too long, they just get overwhelmed, the longer the message is. And they just think in their brain, oh my gosh, like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Like, why is this so long? I'm not even going to read the content of it, because the first thing that they look at is the length of it, because they're just like, no, I'm some busy hotshot executive and I don't have time for this. And that's it. That's the reality. So my tip for what do you do if you're a sales rep? Obviously, the short answer is you make your messages as short as possible, but some actionable tips for how to do that. First step, before you hit send, is read it. Read that message you're about to send and try to think critically about any words or even full sentences that you can just get rid of and have the message still make sense and still offer a sufficient amount of value to the prospect. So if there's anything you can delete, and just chop it. Now, secondly, think about the lines. Think about how many lines that message is, and think about how many of those lines you can possibly delete and remove from the message and still have it make sense and still have it offer sufficient value. So one way is the salutation or the sign off. When you say sincerely and then you put your name, or regards and then you put your name, or best wishes or best, whatever you put there, get rid of it. Because even though it's polite, I guess it's kind of polite, to put that part of the email there with this regards or, best wishes, whatever. Like, it really doesn't offer enough value to overcome the fact that it's adding an extra line to your message and making it appear longer to your prospects. So psychologically, as they look at it, read it, process it, it's going to look longer to them, and they're more likely to be like, whoa, what are you doing here, man? This is too long. I ain't reading all this. Delete. So just get rid of it. Just get rid of that line. And then even the line when you put your name, if you put best regards, then the next line down, you put your name. You could get rid of both of those lines. Now you just remove two entire lines. You don't need to put your name there because your name should be in the email signature. Plus, they probably also see your name in the email address. So you just don't need it. Another thing you can chop is when you put hi and then the prospect's name, and then typically what people do is they skip a line. They have like a whole line with no text at all. They skip a whole line and then they start their message and start their pitch. Why do that though? Why do that? That's simply adding another line to your email, making it look longer. So just get rid of it. I say, you put hi and then the prospect's name. Don't skip a whole line. That very next line down is where you can start your pitch. That way it's less lines in the email. The email looks shorter and more manageable for that prospect psychologically in their brain to be able to process and read and respond to. And while you're at it, maybe I've been trying this out myself lately. Maybe don't even maybe don't even go down to the next line at all, right? That same line when you say hi prospect name, comma, like you could just stay on that same line and start your pitch right there, right? That way, that's even less lines in your email. Makes it look even shorter. and more easy to read and less overwhelming to the prospect. So like anything you can do to remove lines and just hit that delete button. I just love hitting that backspace button. I look at that. I just take a few seconds before I hit send on any prospecting message, and I feel like a sense of accomplishment for every time I'm able to hit that backspace button, that delete button, and either delete. The more I can delete, the better I feel about myself when I hit send on that message. Whether it's just deleting a letter, or a word, a phrase, a sentence. If I can delete a whole line, though, now I'm really feeling good about my chances of actually getting a response,